What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to part 2 of the Depraved, hella depraved
Tier list.
tier list. We are pulling up chat now. We are going to give time to people to show up. Oh, I've been excited for this because this is one of my favorite sets of people in terms of like two of the homies are on this list. And I'm sure both of them are like, I wonder what Depraved really thinks of me hip hop wise.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from having a couple of the homies on the list, hell, before we even get to that, I honestly am still kind of waiting to see.
Hey, AJ.
4 people jumped in all at once. Look at that. What up, Jeremy? What up, AJ?
Hey.
Shit, I didn't rename the actual fucking stream though, did I? Hold on, guys. We're gonna fix some things. People coming in here thinking this is for quests. This is a tier list. I fucked that all up. Let me fix that. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
And it's okay, AJ. What have you been up to?
Tier list part 2.
Notifications are working. That is a good thing.
Good.
Do you want to do week 2? Because we had parts 1 and 2 for the...
No, I did that as
Because our
part 1
strength
first
level.
half. Is how I labeled that. Oh, it's so weird watching me.
Inception.
Alright, that should be good. Our stream health is kind of shitty right now, but... It is
Sorry
what
to
it
hear
is.
that, Jeremy.
What'd Jeremy say?
Hip flexor issues.
I have no clue what that is.
Hip flexor muscle. It's kind of the same problem I have.
Ah, gotcha. Then I kind of understand those issues. Not physically, personally, but...
They suck. I am sorry to hear that. I hope the move was a good thing, AJ. It's always good to take the time off when you need it.
Yes. I was going to wait for more people to show up, but it looks like you three are the only 3 here. AJ, Jeremy, baby, thank you guys so much for being here with us. You guys are amazing. So if you were here to catch the tier list from last Friday...
Saturday. Friday?
It was last Friday. As you can see, the website actually saved the list up. I didn't have to actually
Sweet.
re-put them in. So that excites me.
That is good news.
That excites me way more than it probably should.
Hey, Jeff.
What up, Jeff? Welcome to the stream. We actually got a really good artist response from what we had to say.
Yeah. For the last one, yeah.
From everybody here, Koofy and Chase both commented, said they absolutely loved it.
Aaron Keese.
And agreed with it. Aaron Keese said the same thing. Blindside, I have not received any info from Blindside.
Amy Lee, you're a shitstigator. I like you.
I haven't read comments at all today. I don't know how many shitstorm comments we have.
Not as many as you would think. So, aside from the 2, we will have some in the future. But I think we got another... Actually, Amy Lee one before that. We're going to do the new Lindsey Sterling combo. Waste something. Nick hasn't heard it. I have.
What do I think of PFV changing his name to Postcard? I think it's both positive and irritated. I'm irritated. I'm irritated because I finally got to the point where I'm too used to calling him PFV because he was
Right.
Matt PFV for the longest. I finally stopped calling him Matt and have finally gotten to the point where I'm like, yeah, it's PFV, and now he's like, nope, name's Postcard.
Right.
And it's like, look, dude, just because P Diddy did it does not mean you've got to do this shit too.
Right. And just because Crooked keeps changing whatever's around his name too.
I haven't checked out their battle session yet.
I wanted to check that out. I didn't know if we were going to do it for the channel though.
We might Sunday.
Yeah.
We've got a whole lot of shit to cover Sunday.
Yeah, exactly, Amy Lee. Wasted on you. Because, again, both of us have heard most of Evanescence. So that would be one of the ones that Nick hasn't heard yet.
Right.
Hey, Jay.
What up, Jay? Welcome, welcome. All right, so back to the tier list. Again, I want to explain how we're doing things because we are doing things a little bit differently.
In our normal lives.
Well, than our normal lives, but yeah, so this is not a normal life. This is a tier list ranking thing. So we're ranking 8 artists today. As you can see from last Friday, we already ranked 10 of them as our first episode. A lot of people, like I said, the artists,
We had good
for the
feedback.
most part, had a lot of really good feedback. I was excited to see that both, like I said, Hunter Kufi and Chase were really happy with what was said, agreed with a lot of everything that we said.
Right.
As did Aaron Keese. I don't know if Blind Sights watched it. I don't know if Analyst has watched it. I don't know if Atlas has watched it or Crypt. Or Binks, but I don't know if anybody else has watched it. Nobody else has said anything.
Right.
What up,
Hey,
Nico? But again, the way we're doing things a little bit differently than anyone else is we're playing a full song from the artist. We're using it as also more of a promotional tool for the artist as opposed to just saying this person's good. I chose to do that strictly because I've watched other tier lists where people are ranking people and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck they are.
Right.
Like,
Gives you guys that haven't heard them a good taste of something that they've done that we thought was
good.
a great show off of their talent.
And we're only doing 8 today. So the people we're covering today are Daddy Fat Snaps, Dan Bull, Dax, Dilemma, Dizzy 8, DK Rap Artist, Dwayne Jackson, and Echo. If you can't tell, we're also doing them in alphabetical order.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like we're favoring any one person.
We're
or
going in
groups of
for a
people.
lot of D today.
Yeah. Today your guys are going to get a lot of D. A lot of D. Demonetized.
Right.
Oops. Oops. Funny how you mentioned analysts since I'm in his live right now too. Tell analyst we said what's up. I actually jumped in one of his last lives not so long ago and he said hi and said he was excited to check out what we had to say.
Right. I remember. you
But
saying
I don't know
that.
if he's gotten a chance to do it yet.
A great cast of rappers. All of
Yes.
them are. Everybody that's going on the tier list, all 66.
I have a
Some
feeling
odd
there are
people.
going to be people that I absolutely piss off today. But on the flip side, I have people that are going to be happier than what they probably thought. And then at the same time, I'm probably going to surprise some people with some of the things that I've got to say in terms of where I feel like these guys are placed.
I don't know that anybody's going to be absolutely pissed off. I think that's an overstatement, but
So Popular Monster Amy Lee, I reacted to during a live stream, which is why it's not up. It was my introduction
months
to
ago,
them.
yeah.
And we've done a couple other things since then.
And to answer your first question, no. Her cover of Cruel Summer is another one that I held off on. That's pretty much one of the only ones that I have not
Can
heard.
you hand me the delectable 20 ounce of Mountain Dew, baby?
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Because I thought that we would also maybe possibly listen to that.
I'm out if the D comes out. Ah! Good puns, Jay. Good puns. This is why I like you.
Yep. So maybe at some point, Nick and I will be able to listen to that. It's Amy Lee covered Cruel Summer just in the last couple months. She was asking if we had heard that.
All right. So as I said, first up is Daddy Fat Snaps. Daddy Fat Snaps is a nerdcore artist. He does a lot of rap battles.
Yep. And AJ, tomorrow we're doing our normal reaction if you stream if you
Yes,
have requests.
Tomorrow will be a normal reaction stream. Like I said, this is our
Tier list only.
Yeah, tier list only. Oh, no wonder. Everybody's watching Dwayne. Dwayne, quit streaming while I'm streaming, jerk. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Dwayne. I love you. Actually, I think we probably imposed on his stream.
Whoops. He does normally do Saturdays, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Which is why we kind of chose Sundays, except for this is a... Hey, Freeman.
What up, Freeman?
From Poker Night. Nice. Today's just the tier stream. We'll have our normal reaction stream tomorrow, but yeah. Gotta do our 8.
No. No. Stop it.
It is not what we asked of you.
Why'd you have to give me this long-ass fucking ad? They're like, we're gonna make you sit through this entire 15-second ad?
Alright. And I'm warning you right now, this has a very catchy hook.
I'm like fly on shit, stuck to Evanescence only question. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
I like the idea of you're more like a fruit fly on fruit, because that would also be comparing Evanescence to shit.
Yeah, let's
and
do
really,
fruit fly.
Fruit fly to fruit.
Yes.
You're like a fruit fly to fruit. Okay, I'm done talking.
Yeah.
That is a fucking tongue twister if I ever had one.
True story, Nico.
True. Penis!
And honestly, he only needs 1D.
Oh, dude, Freshy Canal is easy to get lost in. Freshy Canal is really, really good at what they do. I probably think they're my second favorite rap battle setup behind ERB.
Plus, they're really cool.
Freshy comes in almost every reaction, if not him, one of the people that works with him regularly. Every reaction we've done of him, he shows up.
We had one of them that both of the rappers, it was what, NF versus
Billie Eilish.
They both came in and thanked us. It was just, we like to know that they're out there watching.
True. All right, so we're going to start with this. Again, we're playing the song in its entirety. We're not pausing for these when we do these until we get to KSI, in which there will not be a song because he likes to get my shit blocked. But that's for
his fault, not ours.
six episodes or so down the road. So this is Daddy Fat Snaps. We did a reaction to this.
And this hook.
And then the hook for it got stuck in our heads for almost... It's still stuck in our heads. And this was almost 3 months ago?
Yeah. And we still pop up with the hook every game.
Right. So this is Daddy Fat Snaps with Pennywise versus Freddy Krueger. This was our song of choice for Daddy Fat Snaps. Let's get it going.
Original nightmare coming out in the night air. Fall asleep and I'm right there in your mind's eye. If you die there, then you're mine, boy. I don't fight fair. You think I'm terrified of bright hair? 27 years, you'll be asleep. Me, I'll be creeping up in your dreams. That's a long time. I am relentless. At best, you're an apprentice. Taking your appendix, give you tetanus and a septic. And I help you. I am reckless. And death is infectious. Punch you when you're precious. Nap time and leave you breathless.
Ooh, what a bad boy. Scare Pennywise, bad choice. Hunt you out in broad daylight. Show you nightmares to your pale white. Like me, I don't need sleep. Send you 6 feet deep, clean sweep. But your peeps when I see deeply. Till I find any fear unique. And I'll use that and abuse that. One fact to your mind, bruise cracks in the fragments. Till you're stagnant and you can't move. It's entrapment of your mind. At any time, got a small time frame. Any crime gonna happen. Then I'll disappear to the darkness. Come and visit here.
This is a battle.
A battle for your nightmares.
Scared, leave you rattled. Hide now and recite prayers. Can you hide? No. Can you run? No. Nowhere you can go. Death knocking at your door. This is a battle.
A battle for your nightmares.
Scared, leave you rattled. Hide now and recite prayers. Can you hide? No. Can you run? No. Nowhere you can go. Death knocking at your door. In my world, you're a jester, just a copy. I'm the mentor. visionary and inventor, but your worst fears coming in. Ha! Clown head meet the blade hand, cutting through your head to the Ray-Bans. What kind of killer only kills children? Easy targets, what a villain. Who are they more afraid of? Just a little clown with some makeup? My face is the real fear. Done this 8 times and I'm still here. I am legend, get your weight up. I'm the reason those kids stay up. They would rather see you raise up than me, cause they'll never wake up.
8 times, huh? What an embarrassment. If you were intelligent, you would just stop. By the comparison, never been caught. That's kind of embarrassing. Eyes for hands? Wow. So unoriginal for such a mythical criminal. Minimal thought. Really, it's quizzical. You could have brought anything fictional. That all you got? Really so typical. Jason Myers, you're imbeciles. Pitiful, really. I am the pinnacle. Making those dairy kids miserable. Watch and learn. I shock and burn and fold my prey and watch them turn. The town ignores. They're not concerned. I'll kill them all. They never learn.
This is a battle. Battle for your nightmares. Scared, leave you rattled. Hide now and recite prayers. Can you hide? No. Can you run? No. Nowhere you can go. Death knocking at your door. This is a battle.
A battle for your nightmares.
Scared, leave you rattled. Hide now and recite prayers. Can you hide? No. Can you run? No. Nowhere you can go. Death knocking at your door.
Hey everybody, it's Daddy Fat Snaps.
All right. So, a fun story about this track specifically. Again, the hook for this is a battle.
Battle for
Yeah,
the
this is
nightmares.
every now and again, about once, maybe every 3 to 4 days, one of us pops off with it.
Something reminds us of it, or it just comes randomly.
Very
It's one of
catchy
those
hook.
Catchy.
And if I had one complaint with this track other than there being a hook, I'm not a big fan of having hooks in rap battles. I get why people do it, because they want it to
Right.
be memorable and maybe have something to bring people in to continue to
Replayability.
listen.
Yeah,
But I'm not a replayability for rap battle guy,
specifically.
specifically.
Yeah.
But while he was closer than some others, I still feel like nobody knows how to write for Freddy Krueger.
For him or against him?
For him.
Okay.
Because again, if I remember correctly, we gave Pennywise the win on this.
I think so.
And one of my complaints is Freddy being my favorite horror movie villain, he always loses.
In the rap battles.
Always.
Yeah.
In the rap battles. And I feel it's like because people don't really know how to write for him to capture his...
Unique brand of assholeness.
Yeah, like, he's a horror villain known for one-liners.
Right.
And I don't feel like they play on the puns that Freddy does enough.
Right.
But that's not his fault. I haven't heard anybody yet. Freshie
Right.
Canal was probably the closest, in my opinion, to writing Freddy well. And that's even with ERB taken into account, because they did Freddy versus Wolverine,
Right.
and I still feel like Wolverine whooped his ass.
But that's just overall.
Right, that has nothing to do with him. All right, so with Daddy Fast Snaps and Pros, his storytelling is on point.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you guys a rap battle. Again, he's a nerdcore artist, and when I say nerdcore artist, he does a lot of individual character raps as well. He has a Freddy Krueger rap, a Spider-Man rap. Pick an anime character's probably got a rap for them. And he's really good at that character rapping and doing the storytelling through that character. He's also able to switch flows between characters pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, let's face it, there's not a whole lot of nerd rappers out there that a lot of people can really listen to.
Right.
But I've never heard anyone really speak ill of Daddy Fast Snaps. He definitely has like definitely a huge following, core following of people. Give him a good early verse, but make the rest of the verses shit. That's funny. Now here's my cons for Daddy Fat Snaps. One of the things I feel, even as a nerdcore artist, that you should do as an artist is still have a selection of songs that aren't nerdcore. I feel like you should still be able to have a few songs, even if they're more personal,
Right.
just to kind of have an expanse of music to show people.
Right.
I only found one song that wasn't nerdcore from Daddy Fat Snaps, and it was a song that he wrote to his son just after his son was born, which is great, by the way. I loved that he did that, but I feel like he should at some point do more.
Right.
And I would like to see him step out away from nerdcore. To actually do some real world, just regular rapping. Like, I like how Dizzy does it. Dizzy kind of jumps back and forth. He does some nerdcore for a little bit, comes back, does a lot of personal tracks.
Right.
And does a really good job of mixing it up.
Shows versatility.
Right. Now, another complaint I have, although while he is able to switch between characters and change up styles, I feel like he reuses a lot of the same voices and styles for different characters, which is going to happen. If you do as much as Daddy Fat Snaps has done,
and he's done a lot.
Yeah. You're going to start reusing voice sounds.
Yeah.
But that's where I feel like, especially with battle raps, it's better to have other people involved. And that's something I've said for somebody else during an actual reaction somewhere.
Right.
I don't remember where exactly.
Whitney Avalon.
Yeah, Whitney Avalon.
For
her Princess Rap Battles.
She's almost always a character for anybody who hasn't watched. And therefore, a lot of those characters end up with the same kind of flow and sound.
Right.
So.
And then again, being nerdcore, you're running about 50-50 on what you might be able to relate to in terms of who he's rapping about. He doesn't really set himself too much in one genre, which is both good and bad. And it's the same thing that I had for Atlas last week in terms of being able to do so much and still doing so much that it might split the fan base. So, like, he's got a bunch of anime character raps, he's got a bunch of comic book character raps, he's got a bunch of horror movie character raps. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like if somebody's coming in and they want him to do horror movie raps, horror character raps, but he goes on this string of, like, 5 or 6 superheroes, does a couple anime characters, they might be like, you know what, he's only done one.
In a year. Yeah.
So I feel like if somebody's going to do nerdcore, they need to kind of sit within a niche. I mean, look at Dan Bull, who sticks to pretty much just video games.
Right.
And that's why he's got the insane following he has, because people know when he's put out a track, it's one of two things. It's either a video game style rap or it's going to be something personal.
Right.
And he still focuses on the video game raps as opposed to the something personal more often than not.
Right.
So over and above all for Daddy Fat Snaps, again, I really did, at least with this song specifically, I really did like the flows. I was going to do the Freddy Krueger rap battle. Or not rap battle, the Freddy Krueger rap is what I was going to play.
Yeah.
But there are some iffy moments in it where I felt it might not have came off very well for listeners that might be interested in checking more of him out.
Right.
I am going to put Daddy Fat Snaps at a mid B. Again, if he comes out with and really puts some focus, a little more focus on at least trying to get a few solo-driven tracks out, like actual raps out,
right?
As opposed
not
to
nerdcore,
as opposed to nerdcore. Again, it might be able to spread his fan base a little bit. People might be able to come in a lot more. I definitely enjoy him. I enjoy everybody on this list except for like 1 or 2 people.
Right.
I'm talking the entire list. But I do enjoy listening to Daddy Fat Snaps. I'm always looking forward to whenever we come around to doing a rap battle for him. I'm like, hey, I know what we're getting into. He's a good artist.
He'd also probably make a few more playlists, like for a lot of replays.
Right.
If it were more personal tracks.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so that's Daddy Fat Snaps. Next up is Dan Bull. Fun bit of quick trivia for you guys. Dan Bull is the very first artist I ever subscribed to on YouTube. He's actually the very first channel I ever subscribed to on YouTube. I had gotten on YouTube. I started an account because a long time ago because I know people were putting videos on there, and people would try to send me to places to look at stuff. But I'd be like, I don't want to fuck with YouTube. YouTube sounds stupid. This was in its early stages.
Right.
I thought the idea of YouTube was just stupid. Okay. And then one day somebody's like, dude, I got something I want you to listen to. I think you'll enjoy it. So they pull up some Dan Bull and they play some Dan Bull for me. And if I remember correctly, it was one of the first couple Assassin's Creed raps that he did. And I fell in love with it. Like, dude, this is fucking amazing. So I went and actually subbed to Dan Bull. He was my only sub for
Like ever.
a couple years.
Yeah.
And I would go in and watch the stuff that he would play whenever he would put something new out. Dan Bull, again, is a nerdcore artist. He is, again, very much known for his video game raps.
Us too, Freeman. Us too.
Oh yeah, us too, Freeman. I love nerdcore. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I will never trash anybody for doing nerdcore. I just feel like they should broaden their horizons a little bit.
And the only reason, for me personally, is I'm not likely to put nerdcore or any of the rap battles, anything like that, on a playlist. I completely enjoy them when we watch them, listen to them, whatever. But they're not going to go on a playlist. I want some level of relatability.
And if you want to ever see somebody that can take nerdcore, insert it into their music, but still appeal to everyone, wait till the end of this.
Yeah.
Because the very last artist on this list
has all of the pop culture nerd references you would ever want.
Oh, I can't say that.
But it's still a normal day-to-day living type rap. It's amazing. So, yeah, we'll get there. We've seen the Civilization rap, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen the
That was
Civilization
what Freeman just said.
We are actually not doing the Civilization rap.
Not for this.
We did the Civilization reaction
We did do a reaction.
to it
Yeah.
not long ago. I wanted to do one that we didn't get a chance to do a reaction to because somebody else did a reaction to it and we watched it. So
okay.
we didn't feel we
Yeah.
could, and it was really good. And I feel like this is a much better way of him showcasing his talents.
Right. His abilities.
His overall ability.
Yeah.
The Civilization rap is really good, but it definitely goes through a lot of history, and there might not... I don't want to alienate people that might not really be into history.
Right.
So this was Dan Bull. We are doing The Crew. And this is where Dan Bull raps with homophones instead of rhymes.
So, it's amazing. Words that sound the same.
Yes, he does an extremely good job with this. This has had 2.7 million views, one of his higher viewed videos.
Understandable.
Huh?
No, I said it's understandable the amount of views that he's gotten for this one.
Right. What is up with all these 15-minute unskippable ads? Come on now. 15-second, not minute.
I was going to say, we're going to be here for 15 minutes. Are you kidding me?
All I got
Hey,
is
Mama.
15 minutes, and I want it up in it. What up, Mama Spider? All right, so this he actually did with a sponsorship from the company that made The Crew.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, The Crew is a video game. Right, Jeremy. Right. That's the dangers of doing nerdcore.
Right. You
As well.
alienate, even if you're really good, people who don't know what you're rapping about.
So The Crew was a video game that came out a few years ago, where you're basically just racing all over the United States, and it was like legit racing throughout the United States. Our major speedway was in it,
Okay.
as well as several other locations. Now they were not named
Right.
off of it, but it
you
was
can
it.
kind of identify them.
Right. So this is The Crew, and again, Dan Bull on this raps using homophones instead of rhymes.
Rhymes.
Which homophones, I mean, they still rhyme,
But
but it's
they sound like the same word.
right.
That's the one that we saw, Freeman. That's why we didn't feel we could do a reaction video to it. We did do the Crew rap 2
Yeah, we did the second Crew rap.
as a reaction video. But yeah, we were blown away when we saw Screw's reaction.
Right. So again, this is Dan Bull with The Crew rap. I hope y'all enjoy. We're gonna try that again. This time I'm gonna unmute it. One of them days. All right.
Man,
going hard on the brakes. It's like a dead man walking, going hard on the brakes. I'm going to LA to roll over USA. Then I'm gonna get to New York today, roll over USA. Set the car onto cruise control and roll on the roads that my cruise control. Nothing hits harder than damn bull bars. I mean, nothing hits harder than damn bull bars. Racing the race with me, you blow your tire out. Go face to face with me, you blow your tire out. Car to car, I always have more talking about. Disagree or think differently, what you talking about? I'm street racing in your borough, underground, chasing you bunnies back to your borough. Underground, I killed and left your pet kookaburra. Underground, to bring a spade to its grave, borough. Underground, my favorite place to import coffee from, and the type of instant coffee that I like. But underground, this is the chorus of the song. 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 When I'm in my car, I'm going hard with it. Ubisoft. You're in the pits when I wave the black flag. Ubisoft. They could try and stop us in the cops and robbers. Modern highwaymen, it's real life cops and robbers. They tried to build a little scene and got no one to show for it. I jacked a limousine, now there's no one to show for it. I'll tailgate your Mercedes Benz until you hit a tree and see how your Mercedes bends. I don't just flip a policeman, I flip the policeman. When you hear a siren, you're like, flip the policeman. My fans are like my wheels with the screeches I elicit. Hey listen, your track record just isn't as illicit. Illicit street courier, good at getting gear. Look at you struggle with the clutch, you're good at getting gear. I'm an important geese, important keys. I'm feared by the Stevie Doors, imports and keys. If my car reaches a river, then I'll take it to the bridge, where I'll make like James Brown and take it to the bridge. This is the chorus of the song. 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 I'm a lyrical and homonymical brain. That's why I'm made to be lying the same.
I really like that. Duckleby. Alright. That was Dan Bull, y'all. Fun fact that you might not have known about Dan Bull. A few years ago, actually it's been a while now. I want to say it's probably closer to 10 years now. 7 to 10 years or so. He actually had, I don't remember what was wrong, but he had something wrong with his ears that was so bad it was almost about to force him to not be able to rap anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I don't remember what the medical condition was or what, but he didn't talk about it much.
Right.
Because he didn't want people to have that, like, oh, woe is me thought about him.
Right.
But that's about the time his YouTube career really picked up, and he was able to start making enough money off of it to be able to go and have it taken care of.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, we still got Dan Bull today.
Thank goodness. Yeah, the
Um,
wordplay he does is insane.
all right.
Plus, the accent is a nice bonus, not gonna lie.
So, again, some pros. Again, going with the nerdcore thing. His storytelling's on point. The dude can go into almost any video game, write a song about it, and almost make you feel like you're in the game from what he's got to say. He's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best nerdcore artists, especially in the video game genre of it.
Right.
Because there are a few other video game nerdcore artists that aren't bad, but
Not to his
they're
level
not
yet.
Dan Bull level.
Right.
And I would say Dan Bull is at a higher level in video games than a lot of people are in any other facet of nerdcore artistry.
Right.
Yes, Hellcat is
Hey,
actually
Gareth.
feeling quite a bit better, hopefully. I
Thank
think.
you.
I have a knack for using homophones and stuff, all right? Exactly. Another thing I love about Dan Bull is when you hear him rapping, you know it's him.
Yeah.
He's got a very unique voice. And I say that with saying, to me, a lot of British rappers, in my opinion, sound the same.
They got the grime style.
They've
yeah.
got different styles, but a lot of them, and it's mainly because of the accents. It's hard for me to differentiate voices when I'm having a hard time understanding half of what you're saying because of the accents. And a lot of the terminology they use is lost on me. I still don't know what taking the piss means. I've had it explained to me like 6 times.
You know what it means. You just don't understand why they use that phraseology.
This is also true.
Yeah.
Um,
I lived in England for like 3 years, guys. So they don't all sound the same to me, even remotely. But I do understand what you're saying.
but with that being said, Dan Bull to me very much uniquely stands out.
It's distinct.
It's
Yeah.
very distinct. Again, like I could hear Dan Bull probably talking in a shop and be like, "All right, Dan Bull's here.
I need
Where
an
is
autograph.
this dude?"
Right.
And he's honestly just a really nice guy. I don't know. You didn't actually sit down and do the reaction that I did of his to his quarantine rap.
Dan Bull. I think that
It was a remix of somebody's song, and he did it all about the
I
quarantine.
think that was one of the days that I wasn't feeling.
And
it.
I fucking loved it. I knew he was. It was the KSI one. He did his own KSI verse. And
I did listen to it afterwards. Yeah.
He killed it. And I knew he wasn't going to be picked because of the topic, but I definitely knew it was. You claim you don't understand that phrase.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Freeman.
What? Oh.
He just wants to get all semantics on it, like, well, but why would you say taking the piss then? Because it should be. Why would you want someone's? It's piss and vinegar.
Anyways, so if I did have some cons with Dan Bull though, while he does do it more, he still doesn't travel too often outside of nerdcore. Now I have heard some of his other solo stuff, and it's just as good as his nerdcore. That's why I
Right.
kind of wish he would do more of it.
Right.
And again, he kind of suffers from that same thing that I feel Daddy Fat Snaps does, where a lot of times, a lot of his songs do sound very similar. So unless, I mean, obviously you know by the content of which they're rapping if it's a different video game or things
Right.
like that. But he doesn't have, I won't say he doesn't have, but he doesn't use a very dynamic range within how he raps.
Right. You did use that correctly, Freeman.
Yes.
And hi, Tori.
Welcome, Tori. Glad you
Welcome.
could make it. So with that being said, I actually wrote him down at a little bit lower than what I'm actually going to put him. No, I'm going to put him where I was going to put him. I'm putting Dan Bull at a high B. Again, I just feel like if he kind of traveled outside of nerdcore a little bit more, I'm not saying he has to like focus on it, because like I said, he did the quarantine thing
Right.
and was fantastic.
Right.
But if he could just go out on it, like maybe do like 3 nerdcore songs to every one personal song or something along those lines,
Right.
I could see putting him higher. But in just the overall scheme of hip hop, I feel like he kind of restricts himself within that. I mean, it's definitely working out for him.
He's
Do not
created
get me
his
wrong.
own little bubble almost.
But he's almost put himself in a bubble where it's like, if you're not really into video games, you're probably not really going to be able to get into Dan Bull.
Right.
But yeah, still one of my favorite artists on YouTube today.
Very enjoyable. And I'm not a video game person, guys. So I don't know a lot of the references.
Right.
But I still enjoy him a lot. Especially when there's something else to the rap, like the use of homophones in this one and the Crew 2. Or the Quarantine one I really enjoyed. But the references within it to the actual game, I mean, the storytelling's on point. I get what he's talking about after
Right.
listening, but I don't know the video games going into it primarily.
Right. So next up we got is Dax. It's facts.
Right?
It's math. I think it was
Please
another
no.
thing. I could do that all day. I won't.
Thank you.
I'd want to shoot myself.
You wouldn't make it all day.
So I'm going to go into this with a preface. This is going to be a prime example of how I can differentiate what I like and how I feel somebody's skill level is. I am not a huge fan of Dex. I liked a few of his earlier songs. I've liked a couple of his newer songs. But over and above all, I'm not a big fan of his music, but he's going to be rated a little bit higher than what people are going to expect from me, because I also understand the skill and the talent behind what he does and how hard he works.
We can recognize skill and talent and keep our subjective thoughts on our preferences for what we listen to separate.
Right. So the song we actually chose with Dex is one of his newer ones, and it is actually one we covered on a live stream a couple weeks ago. We're going to do Dear God.
And I had heard it when it was first released.
Which I feel is one of Dax's better songs. And again, we're also choosing songs that are solely the artist, because I would have chosen the one he did with Tech 9, but we're not here to promote Tech 9. Now, I actually would be excited to hear the Dax and Snow
Me too.
track. That would be really cool.
Like we said, a lot of the newer stuff we've really gotten into. There were a couple older things that were very good. It's just been, it's a subjective thing.
Right.
In terms of that middle gap. But this was one of his very good tracks.
It's Dax. All right, so here's Dear God.
Sometimes it gets hard. My name's Dax. Dear God, there's a lot of questions that I have about the past, and I don't want to hear it from a human. You made it, so you're the last person that I'm ever gonna ask. Tell me what's real, tell me what's fake. Why is everything about you a debate? What's the point of love? Every time I showed it I was broken, and it's forced me just to only want to hate. Why is it only one you but multiple religions? Why does every conversation end in a division? Why does everybody want to tell us how to live, but they won't listen to the same damn message that they give it? Tell me how to feel, tell me what's wrong. I tried to call, pick up the phone, I'm on my own. Everybody said you coming back to man, why the hell's it taking so long? Why do I hurt? Why is there pain? Why does everything good always have to change? Why does everybody try to profit off another man's work then destroy it just for monetary gain? Tell me, are you black or are you white? I don't even really care, I just really want to know what's right. They've been saying one thing, but I've been looking in the book, and it seems like they've been lying for my whole damn life. Tell me where I'm going. Is it heaven or hell? I just hope this message greets you well. Had a dream that I was walking with the devil. Don't remember how it feels, but I swear that I remember the smell. Looked me right into my eye and told me everything I wanted could be mine if I gave up and decided to sell. But I said I'd rather die than get mine. Now I'm here, no fear, one man with a story to tell. Dear God, where were you when I needed it? When I fucked up and repeated it? When they set the bar and I exceeded it? My life is like a book that they've been judging by a cover, but I've never took the time to fucking read the shit. I remember telling you my goals and my dreams, but you didn't even answer, so I guess you didn't believe in it. I remember sitting with a gun to my head trying to ask you for some help, but I guess you didn't believe it. I don't want religion, I need that spirituality. I don't want a church, I need people to call a family. I don't want to tell my sins to another sinner just because he's got a robe and you went to some academy. I don't want to read it in the book, I want to hear it from you. Don't want to learn it in my school because they hiding the truth. Don't want to talk about it to another fucking human being, and that's the only reason that I even stepped in this booth. Dear God, how do I take this darkness and turn it into light? How do I believe in a concept where I speak to a man I've never seen with my own two eyes? How do I know that religion wasn't made just to separate the world and create a whole disguise just to keep us in these chains while the rich get richer and the poor pray to you and perpetuate a lie? How do I know this ain't some big joke? How can I have faith when there is no hope? How the hell does one man have $100 billion and we still have people on the street that are broke? There's a lot of things I want to talk about and get off my chest. I can't sleep because the devil won't let me rest. I used to know a fucking pastor in a church and I can still hear the screams of the kids he will fucking molest. Dear God, do you hear me? I'm supposed to fear you, but you ain't said shit, so maybe it's you who actually fears me. I don't know the answer, I just want to see it clearly. So many lies, there's 1,000 different theories. All I want to know is who really made religion, cause I know it wasn't you, but don't nobody believe me. No more lies, no more death. Bring back King, bring back X. Please, dear God, let their souls rest. Protect who's left and watch their steps. Dear God, I don't again. I just hope that you know that I'm still a believer, so I'll end this all by saying amen. Stacks.
It's Dax.
I like that he kept it as a whisper in this one.
So just to give y'all, have we had any fun comment? Oh, nobody's commented. Holy shit. So just to give y'all a little bit of an idea about the whole Dax situation in terms of like how I feel about him overall. I actually started off a Dax fan. When I first heard Four Horsemen, I didn't realize he was dissing the others.
Right.
I was more amazed by the few bars that he had in the beginning of it that I was really impressed by. He had put out a couple of like quote unquote freestyles that I thought were really good. He had the song about she cheated a second time or cheated twice or something like that.
She cheated twice, I think it is.
Which again was another really good song. And then the whole beef started with everyone. And of course, I was covering all the beef tracks. Diss tracks. I absolutely love diss tracks.
Right.
As long as there's a reason behind them. Okay.
Right.
I don't like pointless beef, but like a lot of the things people were dissing him on was ways that I felt he was moving kind of shady about.
Right.
Now, with that being said, he started to put out his own diss tracks on people in response. He came out with Whack Ass Rappers,
right.
And then he came out with a Whack Ass Rappers 2. And I didn't feel like they were that good because, again, it was like, it almost felt like he was afraid to actually attack. And it was always a blanket thing. That's not a diss track.
Right.
That's, if you're going to go at somebody, go at somebody. Don't be subliminal about it. Talk your shit.
Bring solid points.
Right.
Right.
And then he came out with a couple other songs around that time, too, that I really wasn't feeling. So it was kind of along those lines of, like, I kind of backed off from Dax a little bit. I was like, you know, he's not really going down a kind of road hip-hop wise that I really want to go down with.
Right.
I really wasn't really feeling his music. He had that one song that I was actually mad he was on because it was so good, which was him and Hobson, You Should Have Known.
Oh, yeah.
Really loved that song.
Right.
And at the time I was mad. I was like, man, Dax is on this. And then, like, I heard it. I was like, man, this is actually really good. I'm still a little mad Dax is on it because I'm not a big fan of Dax right now.
It was good.
But it ended up being really good. And then after that, again, I kind of fell off on him for a little bit. And then he had, like, the Dear God song. I haven't heard Joker yet. But I did hear the last one he did with Tech 9.
Yep.
Faster, which was really fucking good.
Have we heard Sheether?
You guys heard Sheether? That's a diss track. I'm not sure.
I haven't. I know I haven't.
Not sure. So with that being said, so some pros, he's definitely got a unique style, sound, and flow. He's, again, another one of those artists, you know it's him. And if you didn't, he's going to tell you.
He's going to tell you.
It's
Dax.
It's Dax! That's also kind of a con to me. I will say I think he's kind of past that point. He doesn't need to say his name anymore.
But you do know it's him, regardless. Yeah.
But yeah, you know it's him. Another pro, especially as of late, he's been mixing his flow up.
Yeah.
One of my complaints for the longest is in every song, whether it was a feature or his own song, you could guess almost to a perfect T the cadence he was going to come with. It would be a very quick rap for a little bit, and then a few drawn out words, and then rap real quick, a few drawn up words, and he's always yelling and growling.
What was the one that we were listening to last night that he sang and...
That was She Cheated Twice, or something like that.
No. Because we had just watched... That was the one that he was talking about. Suicide. There was the one... It'll come to me at some point. But yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Killshot freestyle.
Yeah.
He did the Killshot freestyle, amazing. And he was all over the place. I loved it.
In terms of flow.
He used so many different flows. Yeah. And, yeah. Okay, so that kind of brings us to the cons. I feel like he's gotten definitely a lot better at this.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a period of time where he was pulling himself into drama that he didn't need to be.
Right.
He kind of started the beef with Tory Lanez.
It was
Lost
just
that beef.
unnecessary.
Lost that beef in the long run. I mean, when somebody rides up on you and takes your
Right.
chain after you've talked so much shit about him, I'm just saying was not a good look.
Right.
And then he kind of went at the YouTube rappers, and that was almost a slap in the face to the YouTube artists. As
Right.
honestly, as well as reactors, like he's turning away from the YouTube scene. It's like, dude, this is where you started. Even if
Right.
you are starting to make it big, like, don't forget where you came from.
Right. Don't get too big for your britches.
And then again, the other con, which we'd already touched on, he's getting better at it. But until I hear a few more songs from him, I still feel like he at least for what he's put out so far, he's got too many songs that sound the same.
Right. He wasn't mixing it up.
He
enough.
wasn't
Yeah.
mixing it enough for me to be like, dude.
He is talented, Freeman.
Yes, he is
He's
very
very
talented,
talented.
And I definitely think again he's getting better.
At showing
not a
that talent as well.
right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, da-da-da-da-da-da. I currently have Dax at a low A.
I'd like to see him stick to the route that he's taking right now,
Yes.
where he's showing his diversity, the multiple things that he can do, and is sticking to his own lane and doing more introspective stuff like Dear God.
Right.
And from there, I think he can only go higher.
Right. Dude, in my opinion, also is one of the artists out of everyone on this list I feel is most poised to make the jump to mainstream.
Yeah.
Because he's already tiptoed in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got songs with Tech Nine and so many
Hobson.
Hobson and a few other independent artists, like the top of the top
Right.
independent artists. I think he's really just missing out at this point on like a Crook feature.
Right.
Maybe he's got the thing he's about to do with
thing
Snow.
with Tech Nine really
Right.
was the right. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel like he's the most poised out of everybody in this list. As far in terms of, I feel like he's the closest to making
Jumping
that
off.
leap.
Yeah.
And again, I'm slowly starting to become a fan again. I need him to continue mixing it up and sounding different. And again, I still would love to hear him stop saying it's Dax in every single song.
Right.
Just a personal opinion of mine. Although it is fun to be like, it's Dax!
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next up is one half of my biggest inspiration on YouTube. One half of script work, one half of the dads, one half of Hug Life, Dilemma. Which, for those of you that don't know, Dilemma is Marcus. Marcus, they both rap. Lim does not rap as much as Marcus. Marcus is the one that's focusing on trying to make it a career. Lim jumps on tracks with him. I think Lim's done a few things on his own as well. I could be completely wrong. Lim could have an entire catalog that I don't know about.
Right.
Just being honest. But Dilemma is the one that seems to be pushed the most out of the two.
Okay.
Marcus is definitely lyrical.
Right.
He's yeah, I love Marcus. I love script work.
I like script work.
Okay, so the song I was going to play until I remembered I'm trying to keep it to just the individual artists. I was actually going to play Scriptworks 100K thank you track that they put out on their channel because Marcus shouted me out in it, which was one of the coolest moments I have ever had. I'm just saying. It was amazing.
It's
but
not just him.
It's him and Lim, and I wanted to do something just Marcus.
Right.
So what I did was I listened through about 10 of their songs, well, 10 of his songs, and found one that is goofy. And I kind of did that on purpose because the list I wanted to be a little more diverse. So we had like a rap battle, we had a video game song, we've now had a very serious song in Dear God. So I wanted something a little goofy, and I wanted to show you guys that...
And this song is...
Yeah, I had her listen to it last night. She thought it was hilarious.
It's very... It's great for any of us that had some of our childhood in the 90s.
Yes, you could definitely tell Marcus is about our age.
Yeah.
He might be a little older,
Maybe.
but not by much.
He's around my age. Yeah.
The song is called Sign Her Up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Over here getting all
Hold your horses.
overzealous and shit. I fucking love this song. I really do. Alright, so this is Dilemma. I wish I could remember what Dilemma stands for. I wish Marcus was here in the chat to tell you guys. I do not remember. Maybe he'll put it down in the comments below if he
Right.
comes and checks this out.
Or Nico can tell us.
Or Nico could tell us. Nico might
If
know
he's
if
still
Nico's
here.
still around.
He didn't cheat on us with Analyst.
No, he's cheating on us with... Oh, he's still here. I think I know the song you speak of.
What does Dilemma stand for?
Nico, what does Dilemma stand for? Let the chat know. You should know. You're good at this type of thing. I'm not good at remembering people's acronymic things.
So, for anybody that follows King Blitz, too, within the first, couple of lines, he says she's mean. And my mind automatically went to how he speaks of how King Blitz speaks of his own wife. And I was like, oh no.
You can definitely tell they're friends.
Yeah.
Score. Alright, so this is Sign Her Up from Dilemma. Again, this is a goofy track. I will kind of relate this maybe even in terms to like Atlas's No Fucks Given that we heard last
Right.
week. In terms that I did not pick a serious song. This is definitely more of just a play on some of the silly shit he's capable of. He's also very good at serious raps. If you guys haven't heard their Black Lives Matter track, which was called
incredible.
Because it was him, Lim, and Handles McGee. And
We have a reaction to it.
yeah, we have a reaction. I don't remember what the name of the song is. Nico could probably post that.
They
as
are
well.
a lot of fun to watch.
Very much so. But this specifically is Sign Her Up. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Nearly
I wish
as
I
much
remember
as
what
we
Dilemma
did.
stands for, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
Sorry.
off the top of our heads, we don't either.
Okay, so yeah. So again, Dilemma, Lost Tape. Or this is off the Lost Tapes album,
Sign her up.
and it's called Sign Her Up. Let's get it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Receive on the beat. With your boy. I need her on my team. I gotta sign her up. She's mean. I take her up, her cut. I lean. Then the size her up. I got to sign her up. Her queen and designer. Cause your dreams are the stuff that makes her up. I seen this every time she shakes her butt. I got to sign her up. Oh, soon as Shawty walked through the door, I froze. She was that cold, heavy on her pole. Fresh out of movie scene, walking real slow. Like she the sister of Little That Row. Pretty as heck, body out of control. If I was a white boy, I'd be stoked. Like an Egyptian, she is so. A Cobra Commander, G.I. Joe. Legs in them heels are just unreal. Like Boom Hines words on King of the Hill. Gotta play Legos with her in Bill. Like Black Friday, she's that deal. Just like Candy Rain, I feel. Like putting heavy D in her soul for real. A booty in action's a highlight reel. I need her on my team. I gotta sign her up, she's mean. I take her up, her cut, I lean. Then the size her up, I got to sign her up. Her queen and designer, cause your dreams are the stuff that makes her up. I seen this every time she shakes her butt. I got to sign her up. The slim, but thick in all the right places, trim. Red bone, gotta play it ready to beam. Lights, camera, action, roll the film. This girl is hotter than that sun by Mims. I'm talking about that creme de la creme. That'll make you wanna get back in the gym. Already know she gon' have me him. That she gon' meet my mama and him. Really gotta have her on my team to help me build my dynasty. Ain't no such thing as out of my league. She can be the boss and be over me. I know she's a freak, she can't fool me. Lips so juicy, it looks like she can suck the honey right out of a bee. So I'ma put the buzz in her ear and team. I gotta sign her up, she's mean. I take her up, her cut, I lean. Then the size her up, I got to sign her up. Her queen and designer, cause your dreams are the stuff that makes her up. I seen this every time she shakes her butt. I got to sign her up. Ooh, wee, looking at
mama took me overseas. She got a check the box sucker indeed. If you know me, you know I love mixed breeds, especially when they wanna mix with me. If she don't speak English, I'll be on RosettaStone.com next morning. Learning the language of her country to Americanize that FOB, so I can kick it where the kid and play. Hola, hola, ayy. Soon as shorty swing my way, I'ma get fresh with a light, some glade, and jump around like David Spade and loosen her up. That's how I get laid. I'm playing that me and Big Dookie made. And put fingertails in our life like Zane. I gotta sign her up, she's mean. I tag her up, her cut, I lean. Then the size her up, I got to sign her up. A queen and designer, cut your dreams. All the stuff that makes her up, I seen this every time she shakes her butt. I got to sign her up, my team. I gotta sign her up, she's mean. I tag her up, her cut, I lean. Then the size her up, I got to sign her up. A queen and designer, cut your dreams. All the stuff that makes her up, I seen this every time she shakes her butt. I got to sign her up. Sign her up. Sign her up. I got to sign her up. Sign her up. Sign her up. I got to sign her up.
In terms of this song, her and I talked about this last night. I feel like the only thing he's missing is he should have had a conversation at the end of this track with a female.
Where
he
he's
could have
hitting
had
on
his
her.
wife do it, or he could have just had another girl do it. And they could have been like, he could have been like, "Hey, how's it going, baby?" She'd be like, "Oh, hell no, get away from me!" And then they had like this back
Why
and
you want to
forth.
play me like that?
It would have been hilarious.
That would have been so great, especially if he chose somebody that spoke Spanish or French, or because he talks about she may not speak English, learn the language of her country. That kind of, I think that would have been amazing.
Now-
It's true, Nico, by the way.
In terms of, so Dilemma has a very wide array of types of music he does. He has an entire album based on being in the workforce, where he actually raps about like being on break, like it's like almost like a day in the
Right.
life of being at work. It's a very interesting concept album. It's called Blue Collar, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that would make sense.
Damn good album.
Exactly. Tori gets it.
Can I get your number? Can
Come
I
on,
have
mommy.
it? Nah, again, I absolutely love Dilemma. So as far as like pros go, oh no, don't start. What are you doing? Don't hit random buttons. So some pros I got for Dilemma. While it was not expressed in this song, Dilemma can be one of.
Every town has an Elm Street.
To whoever just subbed, thank you. We
Thank
love
you very much.
Marcus is really good with wordplay, word bending.
He's very lyrically oriented. Again.
He's very lyrically oriented. I'm not gonna say he's to like Crook M caliber of being able to do it, but there are times where he'll do things and you'll miss it and not catch it until the third, fourth,
Right.
fifth time you heard the song, and then you're like, the fuck?
Which is what we like, guys.
Which is what we like. I also like that he's not afraid to do something different and go against the grain of everyone else. Prime example, when M's new album came out, everybody was doing a Godzilla remix. He did not.
Thank God.
He said, you know what, I'm going to do Marsh. And he did a Marsh remix, which was out fucking standing, by the way. And he's actually got a really good selection of beats. I don't know who he gets his beats from, or if they make them,
Right.
or who he finds to produce it. But, like, when I was listening through most of his music, I was like, he's got a really good selection of beats. He definitely knows what beats he excels at, and I think that's what he goes for.
Right.
Because every artist has their, like, niche
Right.
when it comes to what they like
the ones
to rap
that they
on.
flow on the best. Yeah.
What did Nico say? Oh,
Shout
shout out
out
to the
to
blue
the
collar
blue
bars. Yes. Now if I had some cons, so this is just now this was more so when I first put this list together than when I listened to more of his music. I still feel like he may edge on it a little bit too much, and that is the wordplay. I feel like he can get into a point where he has people lost.
Right.
Where he can get so deep with the bars that, and it's the same thing that people kind of turn away from Crook or turn away from M for, is sometimes you could just go too into it with the bars that
Right.
people are just going to be like, I'm out.
I can't follow.
I can't follow. I can't understand. That's a pro and a con to me. Because for me, I like the challenge. I like to listen to a song and try and figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, I just know I can hit him up and be like, hey, what did you mean by this?
That's almost more props to you if it takes 4
Right.
or 5 listens and we're like, hey, wait, back it up?
But I feel
fuck?
like in an overall situation, to kind of mix up this type of songs. Now he has actually done that to my understanding now that I've looked through. I just fear that there are times he kind of goes in and out of it where like he'll be in the mood to just write crazy shit.
Right.
And he may do 2 or 3 songs that'll have people be like, yo,
I don't fuck with this.
no. I mean, we'll always fuck with it. I'm just saying, some people. Now, this is one thing I will say. Hearing those songs, there are some times where I feel like he has a hard time expressing emotion through his voice on a track. And what I mean by that, if he's angry, there's just a slight inflection. He doesn't sound angry. Like I feel like he may be too calm and
he
composed.
doesn't emote as well because his voice is just calmer.
Right. So sometimes it comes off as, are you writing this for yourself, or did you write this because you just wanted to do a song like this?
Right. Are you putting yourself in someone else's...
Right. So I would like to see him... I'm not saying he needs to, like, full-blown scream into the mic.
Right.
But, like, try and find a way to really project that expression in some way.
Right.
To where we can actually feel like he's writing a song about a situation he's in or that he's going through.
On my hair.
Yeah. That's all I really had, though. So with that being said, I've actually got Dilemma
Here's his photo.
in a mid-A. I feel like that's a good spot to put him.
I agree.
And a good representation of where his skills are at, and also kind of shows he's still got a little bit more to improve.
He says he thinks King Blitz has produced some of his beats.
I could definitely
Dilemma,
believe that.
Yeah.
Definitely believe that.
I think that's a great spot for him. I will agree with the emotion thing. And guys, keep in mind that when we say the whole wordplay thing, we love that.
Right.
So when he says that he fears that he's not getting as widespread of a fan base as he could, it's more that we know that there are so many people out there that look for just tracks to chill on and not think about.
Which they do have some of those,
Which
too.
they have some of them, but...
Again, it comes in waves. I feel like he goes
Right.
on a wave where he's like, all right, we're going to do some chill stuff. And then, like, he goes on a wave of, all right, now we're going to really challenge some people. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I enjoy it.
Right.
But...
I'll always promote the lyrically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we're halfway through for tonight, guys. Yay.
And then hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow for live reactions.
Yeah,
But tonight...
We're gonna take a break and sit here and look at chat for a couple minutes. How y'all doing?
Stare at it in our existential crisis moment. No.
No, it's not anything like that. We've honestly got 2 of my favorite artists coming up. Maybe 3. I don't want to ruin that.
No spoilers.
And we also have... Okay, let me rephrase that. We have 2 of my favorite people that are artists.
Right.
If you want to be 100% specific. I definitely love them as artists as well. Do not get me wrong.
But he means that they're friends.
But they're
homies.
friends. So we've still got Dwayne about to come up. We've got Dizzy coming up. Love both them dudes to death.
And then actually probably one of my favorite artists that we're covering in terms of one of the most enjoyable to me.
Yeah,
Nico.
we still got Echo coming up.
We still got Echo coming up.
And then, not to be forgotten, we still have DK rap artist. DK,
Right.
homie, if you're watching the entire thing and you're watching this later on, because I know you're probably sleeping right now, I would never forget you in a tier list.
No.
I got your back, homie. I got some love for you.
That is in response to a tweet reply for reminding y'all this was happening
Yo,
tonight. We tweeted it out.
100%. Every single person that has done a tier list has forgot to put
Forgotten
DK on it. And the first thing I say at the end of it is, where's DK? Like, why is it like everybody goes to DK for
forgot
features,
him.
but then they don't put him in a tier list?
So,
and I feel so bad
the-
for him.
Nice, sweet individual that he is. He saw the tweet come out that we were doing a tier list, and he was one of the people for tonight. And he responded and said, "Thank y'all for including me." And we were like, "Why would we not?" But like Nick said, everyone he's seen, and I haven't watched any of them, any other people reactors tier list, by the way. Oh, thank you, Freeman. Yeah, we know you like Dizzy and Dwayne.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that they happen to actually be friends of Nick's as
Right.
well as
Like, these are two
artists.
dudes I actually talk to outside of the whole YouTube thing. I don't talk to Dwayne very much.
just because he's busy a lot.
but he's very busy. That's...
But they do have phone calls occasionally, more DMs at this point.
I was like, I don't think we've ever talked in voice except for once.
Oh, okay.
It's all been in like DMs and just conversations through chat and things
Right.
like that. Dizzy though has definitely been through a lot of. We've talked a
Yeah.
lot in voice chat on Discord, and I don't have any of their numbers. The only two artists I actually have their personal phone numbers are King Blitz and Athena.
Right.
But I'm not the type of person to ask for people's number. I think me and Blitz just hit it off, and he was like, "Hey, dude, here's my number," and he's like, "Get a hold
You
of me."
didn't even have my number for a while, but that's because we had Discord. So, sweet, Tori.
All right. That was a nice little break. So next up, speak of the devil, Dizzy 8. I had a hard time picking a Dizzy 8 song, y'all. And I'll tell you why. I don't know what my favorite song is of Dizzy's.
Right.
Because he has so much that I just fuck with. Some of the songs, though, that I fuck with the most have features in them. And again, I've completely nulled out any feature style of song. Like he has a couple with Dwayne, like he did the Black Swan remix
Right.
with Dwayne that I absolutely loved listening to. One of my favorites. So it kind of came down for me to I'm Not Okay or Ultra Instinct.
Right.
And DK rap artist song that I chose is a very sad song, which is why I didn't go with I'm Not Okay. So we're going to listen to Ultra Instinct. Exactly, Nico. We're going to go with Ultra Instinct, which is more of a lyrical flexing type of thing. Understand this, there are going to be a lot of bars you will miss if you are not a Dragon Ball Z fan or a Dragon Ball Super fan, because he spans kind of both of them in it.
I'm not.
I missed some of the references because I don't watch Dragon
Still
Ball
enjoyed
Super.
it.
But this is definitely a lyrical showcase. This was in response to Screw saying that he was the best artist on this platform. And this was Dizzy being like, bro, I love you, but hold on.
Hold your horses.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm the best on this platform, which, do not get me wrong, I feel like everybody should feel like they're the best if they're taking this rap thing seriously.
Right.
That's being a rapper, you're supposed to feel like you're the best.
Well, to keep that drive and hunger and fire
Exactly.
going. But yeah, it wasn't a diss. It was a hold up.
Yeah, this is a lyrical flexing thing.
You
He's
said,
not,
"What?"
He's not talking shit about anybody specific. He's not going at Screw here. He's friends with Screw, so
Right.
this was not one of those things.
When you can buy a car from anywhere,
I don't want to buy a car from anywhere. I got one. Thank you.
And definitely not the middle of a pool. Hey, Miles.
What up, Miles? Welcome. All right. So again, bitch, I did not say play. As we've been doing, playing a full song from the artist, and we'll go into what we think are the pros and cons of each artist's. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this track. This is Ultra Instinct from Dizzy 8.
Exactly, Nico. I caught all the other references, but it was still a great track.
They really playing with Dizzy out here, huh? They really thinking that Dizzy can't rap, huh? Okay. I got the game on lock, that's why they draining my presence. I'm a diamond in the rep, so I've been used to the pressure. It's funny how these rappers straighten out when I press them. When I test my text until a tech leaves a message. You OD thinking I can't give you juniors 2 L's with one hand like Beckham. They acting like square, so I check them. They say that they shine like the sun, so I pop up on them with a lesson. Yeah, I hate these rappers taking shots, jumping out the box. They yap until I start putting rappers in the box. If you get ahead of yourself, then you get ahead of yourself. Man, I'm taking off tops. I ain't with the dissing cause the beef is beneath me. But if you come at me, then I leave you with that beef be. My pen is a weapon that airs on you like you live on TV. Ooh, he think he hard like a rock, just get hit hard like a rock. Must be off of the rock or maybe off of the lean if he thinking that he can rock with me. Think he the rock behind keys, but face to face he wanna rock with me, bro. I am a whole different breed. Things get rocky if you try and test my creed. Look, I ain't being cocky when I say that I'm a lead. I put 10,000 hours in perfected. When I speak, I got the 9 for anyone that wanna one up me. Don't even try. 6 feet deep is where you lie. Wanna be competition to they face in bars and they get to singing more than 6'9". Do you want the 6 or the 9? Bars that hit you like a 3-3 or 4-5. Wait, after you do the math on that, then you decide on how you rappers wanna meet your demise. Listen, I've been real. For my G's, I keep it 1,000. I got the kilo key. These rappers know the deal. My skill like a cheat code. The way I've unlocked infinite power. I'm like Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct Mastered. KO 10 times a million. And you're a civilian. Facing me, a misstep. I'm so OP, my competition don't exist yet. Yeah, I'm ahead of my time, and I still haven't reached my prime. If you thinking that I peaked, then you coming at me. I turn your girl into a widow. I ain't talking hairlines. Listen, I'm King James in the game. I'm a modern day legend. Plus I bind with a beat like 007. I'm here for whatever. 24/7. I got the gas in store for your convenience like 7-Eleven. I got the Iron Man. You rappers getting Tony Stark. It marvels me that you wanna be a hero when the shoe don't fit. Watch it sold apart. The game getting flooded. Time to wipe the slate clean. Restart like God did with Noah's Ark. You should hold your horse. Rappers wanna kill you on the track till I punch in my hand. Just hold your heart. I got no remorse. Yeah, I'm not a rookie with it. I'm ill dog. You can ask the doc, but I've been vetted. I'm nice, but my quill mean. Push me and my finger might twitch. I let the ammunition stream. This is easy for me, like ABCD. You don't get it, man. It reads all beasts considered disease. Try to be lemon with me. You rappers get squeezed. I got the juice. Work at 6, you get 6 to your face just for playing with me. You get 8 if you thinking that Dizzy ain't illy. For a meal, it get meek like that boy from Philly. Yeah, I go toe to toe with Grace. Make no mistake. I'm making music for change, but I had to flex ones for people that's down in the string. Yeah. And shout out to all my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Screw for raising the bar. You know what I'm saying? I just have to show y'all that I can rock with anybody on this platform. You know what I'm saying? So don't test me again. Now, with that out the way, let's get back to changing the world.
Yeah, Freeman, it is kind of close in terms of the references that they bring in. Nico, those are some of the ones that I really liked were the biblical references. King James, he brings in Noah's Ark.
Well, the King James is more than just a biblical reference.
It's the...
LeBron James is known as King James on the court.
And then he brings it into the James Bond 007.
So
I really like the rock with it roll. Mm-hmm. And then the... God, what was the last... he says something about being a dog, and then he says, I've been vetted. And being a vet tech forever, that makes me crack up every single time I hear it. So there's that.
Yeah, Dizzy is just ultra fucking insane. And the thing is, I feel like he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. And I think a lot of it... So, he runs into the same problem that as an artist that I run into as a reactor. And that's... So for me, most reactors and most reaction channels, they kind of have a focus that they stick to. Like you, and don't get me wrong, most of it's Eminem for most of them. But you got your hip hop reactionists where they focus on like mainstream. You'll have your hip hop reactionists where they focus on independent. You'll have your rock reactionists where they focus on a specific genre of rock.
Right.
So forth and so on. And I'm kind of like,
I like all genres.
I'm everywhere.
Right.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I might do a reaction to a song and pick up 100 to 200 subs from this group of people.
But because you don't keep...
But because I don't keep to it, either some of them will fall off or I'm not getting as many views on specific things as I could other places.
Right.
I feel like he suffers from the same thing because he's like, all right, today I'm going to do nerdcore. Today I'm going to do hip-hop.
Right.
Today I'm going to rap about God. Today I'm going to do this, and I feel like he gets kind of...
Yeah.
He spreads himself a little thin.
Right.
Amidst all the different things that he does. Which is not a bad thing to me. I enjoy it.
Pro and a con.
Right. It's one of those double-edged swords where I feel like it's both a pro and a con because like he used to just do the regular rap thing.
Right.
And then he jumped into anime rap for a little bit and gained a crap ton of fans because there's a good core group of people in that section that love anime rap.
Right.
My problem with anime rap is everyone focuses on newer animes, and I'm like, guys, I'm still back in Gundam Wing days. Like this new shit, I don't like it. It's pros. First off, his wordplay, which we've kind of covered,
Right.
is just absolutely insane. When he gets into that bag,
He goes nuts.
he's got so many double and triple entendres he can pull out and flex on people.
Right.
He's also really good at mixing his own music. Because, again, he produces his own stuff. He also produces stuff for other people. He does charge for it, so don't go into it thinking, guys, that it's like, oh, I'm going to go hit him up. I mean, be ready to pay. That's...
Part of his
the
job.
the man's got to eat.
Right.
And he's also, which was not shown here, but has been shown in other songs, he's actually really good at singing. He actually sings a lot of his own hooks. I actually would like to hear... Shouts out Soul Eater. Soul Eater's not bad. But I would like to hear him do a couple just singing songs. Just because that's a personal thing. This is not a pro or a con.
Right.
I would just like to hear Dizzy sing.
Okay.
I think he's actually really good at it. Some cons. This is another one of those pros and cons things. I think being outwardly religious
Is a turnoff for some.
in his raps can be a turnoff to people. Now, again, I love that he does it personally. I like that he doesn't have that fear of this might be something people don't want to hear about.
Right.
So it does not bother me by any means. But I definitely do know some people that the moment you mention God in a song, they're turning
out.
you off and they won't even listen to you as an artist. But then again, Dizzy also has that state of mind, which I like about him, is if that's all it takes for them to not listen, I'd rather them not be here.
Right.
So, and just as a con, and this is just a personal work thing, I feel like at times he takes on too much work, and it can kind of stretch him thin as a person. I feel like he gets so hyped, like he gets in that mental bag where he's like, all right, I'm ready to just start pumping stuff out, and like, all right, yeah, I'll do a feature here, I'll do a feature there, I'll do a feature here, I'll do a feature there, and then all of a sudden it's like, crap, I've got 15 features to do in 3 days.
And I'm exhausted.
And I want to play some Call of Duty. Like, I'm not in the mood to do this stuff right now.
I don't want to adult.
Right. So just as at least a personal word of advice, I personally wouldn't take things unless it's something that you've really been looking forward to and been wanting to do right offhand. Prime example being like, I mean, if High Res was to come to Disney and be like, hey, Dizzy, you want to do a song? I'd jump on a High Res. Yeah, jump on the High Res track. Or just, I wouldn't take work if it wasn't something that you couldn't go ahead and just do.
Right.
Like if somebody's like, hey,
Immediate turnaround. Time.
would you mind jumping on a track, and then him being like, shit, I've got time to do it. I can do it now. Yeah.
Right.
Let me get back to you.
Right.
That's just personal advice. That's what I would do.
Right.
But I don't want to. I don't want to see him stretch himself thin.
Right.
And work himself out to the point where he's just burnout and not wanting to do it for a while.
Yeah, don't kill your creativity that way.
Exactly.
Focus on the shit that is important to you.
Right. So, where am I going to put Dizzy 8? Where am I going? All right.
I can be. I mean, it depends for me. I have respect for the artists that do it. I'm just saying that it can turn me off of someone's music, depending on how it's done.
Right. I've actually got Dizzy A at a high A. I feel like he has amazing talent. The thing I have keeping him from that S tier, in my opinion, is just having that one hit song or that one thing that's going to draw people in. Like for me, what drew me in was I'm Not Okay. That was the first Dizzy song I ever heard.
Right.
And I absolutely loved it. And it drew me into him as an artist and even as a person.
Right.
Because I feel like with a song like that, it's relatable. I've been in those shoes. And I feel like the more he does stuff like that, the more people he's going to draw in.
Right.
Because to be fair, the emotional songs are the stuff that draws more people in because they're looking for something they can connect with.
Well, and the level of transparency from the artist being that vulnerable.
Right.
Or talking about something that can be that vulnerable.
Right.
Really makes that connection firm with their fans.
Right. But yeah, I got him at a high A. Let's get
All right.
All right. This is going to be a heavy hitter for some of y'all. Here's the thing. I want y'all to sit through the entire song because you're going to listen to the first half of the song and have a certain feeling about it. But let it play out. It's a storytelling song. When I first heard it, my mind was like, DK? Really? This is you? No. It's a storytelling song. So keep that in mind. DK came to me personally when he put this song out. Was like, dude, could you react to this? He was like, I feel like it's one of my best songs I've ever done. He says, yeah, he just calm your tits. I absolutely loved the song when I did the reaction to it. For those of you, if you guys did watch it.
Right.
Yeah. And I've said this once, and I'll say it again. DK Rap Artist is my favorite artist from the UK. Just me being honest.
Yeah. And I've heard this, and the first half you are kind of like, what? Where are you going? And then, so, yeah.
Right. So, listen to the lyrics, let it sink in, and enjoy the track, because it's actually a really fucking good one. So,
yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I used to love her. Can't think about her now. Sitting with the lights off. She thinks I'm out of town. She's been out again. I'm waiting till she comes back. Probably getting dick down. Acting like a dumb slag. But it's cool though. I'm waiting till she gets home. As soon as she walks in, I'm going through the bitch's phone. Fuck it. Pour another drink. Am I drunk yet? What do you fucking think? I'm sick of looking in the mirror. Look at you. Looking so disappointed when I look at you. Yeah, I know. No wonder she's been cheating on me. But she fucked up by thinking she could keep it from me. I'm all alone. Nobody fucking cares. I think I hear the keys. She's walking up the stairs. Shh. Don't make a sound. Let's see if she's bringing someone else around. hope she does. I got my gun with me. We'll all be dead by the time the police come and get me. Double teacher, I kill him right in front of her. Can't believe I trusted her. Fuck, I fell in love with her. Fuck, my heart is broken and I blame it on you. I feel so fucking angry, I don't know what to do. I thought of suicide to tell you the truth. I wanna hurt myself because I'm angry at you. Fuck! Pain. I want you to feel my 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 pain. What's the matter? You surprised to see me? You thought I left town, huh? Got any lies to feed me? You been fucking bitch? Now where the fuck you been? What, you been sucking dick? How many other men? Get the fuck off me. Don't fucking touch me. Why the fuck you do this to me? I thought you loved me. You disgust me. You're nothing but a dirty whore. If you ain't cheating, what are you wearing so much makeup for? I gave you everything. I bought a house, a wedding ring. I loved you more than anything. You treat me like this, you fucking scum. I told you what would happen if you cheated. Now tonight you're getting beat, and I'ma end it like this. You're gonna tell me who that fucker is. Tell me where he fucking lives, cause I'ma go and visit him and kill him and his fucking kids. You think I'm joking? I told you not to touch me. Why am I not enough for you? Am I that fucking ugly? Why you caused me all this pain? I want you to feel my pain. 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 First of all, the reason I go out so much is cause I'm scared of coming home to you. Cause you abuse me and accuse me cause you're jealous and you think I cheat, which really isn't true. And I love the fact you brought us both home and you promised you'll be with me till the end. I wear the makeup just to cover up the bruises that you give me, just to hide it from my friends. Everywhere I go, I'm deceiving you. Always plan on leaving you. Every time I leave the house, it must be just to see a dude. You always put yourself down. You don't know what I see in you. You feel like you're being used, so I put up with the abuse. And you ain't ugly. I don't know why you think that. Please put the bottle down. You really shouldn't drink that. I know I stole your heart and you feel like you need to steal mine. I feel your pain, but I wish that you could feel mine. Pain. I want you to feel my 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 pain.
Yeah.
It was brutal for him, but it's also his ability to put himself in both positions.
That's again, this isn't a reaction, but that's one of those things too where perspective is everything.
Right.
I mean, it makes me wonder how many times in the past, like, I might have gone off the deep end over something I thought was something that it really was nothing.
Right.
But I fucking absolutely loved that song when it came out.
And of course, like you said, the first half we were sitting there like,
yeah, the first half, if you guys watch my
How do you know
reaction,
this?
my face is like, what?
why are we listening? But then he switches it around and we're like, oh. Yeah.
Oh man, I love DK. My first time ever hearing DK was actually on the YouTube Cypher Volume 2.
Me too.
To me, he was the dickhead with the blue hair.
I don't know that he said that himself, didn't he?
Yeah, in the song.
Yeah.
He said, I'm the dickhead with the blue hair.
With the blue hair. I remembered the blue hair part, y'all.
And
Not
I
the
give him
dickhead part,
I give him
necessarily.
shit every time I see him now, because he no longer has blue hair.
Right.
I'm like, you cannot be the dickhead with the blue hair if you don't have blue hair. You have made your verse in that song obsolete. Thank you, DK.
You just nullified yourself. Congratulations. You're redundant.
Man, I absolutely love DK.
But yeah, he blew my mind in the cipher. So he stuck out to me not only because he had blue hair.
Right. Na 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 na. All right. So, in terms of how I have him rated, so again, he is my personal favorite UK artist. Remember that.
Personal favorite.
Personal favorite. His prose, storytelling can be on point, as you guys have seen with that song specifically. If he gets into that storytelling bag, it blows my mind. But he doesn't go there often, in terms of that type of storytelling.
Yeah, but then he can't specifically be the dickhead with the blue hair, is all we're saying.
Yeah.
He's allowed to switch up his style, his color, whatever, but he cannot be known as the dickhead with the blue hair if he does not have blue hair.
Right. Dude actually is really good at his cadences and the wordplay that he uses. And DK, I feel like, kind of goes out of his way to not use as many UK phrasing, as much UK phrasing as other artists, like the slang and stuff. Because I feel like he's also trying to appeal to a broader audience. So, I mean, he does still use it. I mean, he used the term slag in this,
right?
Which is a UK term. We don't use that here. Unless we're just off the wall. Some of us do. I think I've used it once just for shits and giggles.
I may use it.
You lived in the UK.
But only when I'm fairly pissed. Yeah, but from 7 to 10, you're technically not supposed to walk around calling broad slags when you're that age.
Right.
Technically.
And he's actually really good at conveying emotion.
He is.
Again, with this track specifically, it shows you, like, he was really good at portraying... He wasn't actually drunk when he performed this, guys. He was writing it from that aspect. So he was actually really good at conveying the anger and the struggle of thinking that he was being cheated on.
And was aggressive and drunk.
And was aggressive. He didn't, like, scream, I think, but maybe once. Like, it might have been one word he overdone.
Right.
But it was more of an accentuation than it was...
It was the emotion coming through.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's really good at conveying that emotion when it needs to be. As far as cons go, though, a lot of his music is not his music. And what I mean by that is... So, I asked him if we could play his music on this radio station.
Right.
For the thing, and he was like, yeah, but there's only one song that's not owned by somebody else in terms of the beat and stuff like that. So, I feel like something that's kind of a detriment to him is I feel like he needs that catalog of his stuff.
Right.
His beats, even if that means purchasing the beats from somebody else or whatever.
And that is not anything about his talent, guys.
No.
Again, we said that in the last stream. A lot of these negatives that we're bringing in, or even positives, it's not about their personal talent. It's about things that marketability, ability to reach the masses, stuff like that that's holding them back. So not being able to stream it on, it was what, for the ENT, the Stick Up ENT radio station, because they're not his songs. That's a problem.
Right, and you can also see he does a lot of remixes. I mean, a lot of these guys do.
Right.
But when you go and look at his page, it almost has times where it feels like it's mostly remixes.
Right.
Because he'll come in and do like a Poppin' verse or Godzilla verse or try and do a verse
a lot of them
to
do,
win a contest.
But when your percentage is so skewed.
Right. And I feel like, honestly, what's like it's kind of a dual thing holding him back, where he really doesn't have the money to go out and purchase the beats, and because of that, he's not garnering in the fans.
It's a cyclical thing.
To be able to watch, to get the money to pay for the beats. I feel like at some point if he's going to progress, he's going to have to find a way to save up the money to really invest into it.
Right.
Which is hard. It's like I've been trying
We
to
get
buy a mic, just a mic for this streaming thing for what, 2 months now?
Plus.
And it's always like I could get the mic, but there's this bill that's lingering that needs to make sure it gets
Right.
taken care of. So I understand the struggle 100%.
Right. Which, by the way, doesn't mean that any of the money that we've had donated towards the mic has gone towards those bills. It just means we can't put more money.
Actually,
on top
all
of
the
it.
all the money that's been donated is sitting in a nice little pile
It's still-
over on PayPal right now, waiting to build up.
Yeah, it's
buy me
just
a
that
mic.
we can't add any of our own money.
Right. So yeah. So in terms of DK rap artist, I've actually got him
Dun, 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 dun.
at a mid B. That was mid, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Again, if he can transform and actually start pulling, like getting his own actual music out there.
Right. Any of these are subject to.
Yeah. Again, if one of these artists drops an amazing track that I feel might knock him up a spot or two,
We will.
we will. Again, something I did not touch on for those of you that did not know, Hunter Kufi reminded me, and I have gone back and listened to it. It doesn't make me change where I feel like he's at. But Hunter Kufi did drop an album not too long ago called Blindfolds that you guys should definitely check out. It's actually an amazing album.
But it was in reference to something we said during.
Right. No, he was just saying, hey, I agreed with a lot of what you said. He's like, just to let you know, I do have a new album out. If you wanted to, you could go listen to it.
Right.
So I did.
Right.
But yeah, so DK rap artist at a mid B. I feel really comfortable putting him there. And
Good place for the time being.
yeah. Till we get some more personal stuff from him. Next up is the one I was excited for. The guy that is currently stealing all of my viewers. Dwayne Jackson, the homie. He's not stealing my viewers. If anything, I'd probably stealing a couple of his.
True. Or they're jumping back and forth.
Right, or they're Nico, who's in probably like 4 streams right now.
Right.
Oh man, Dwayne was not a hard choice in terms of what I was going to pick to listen to. We are going to listen to my favorite Dwayne Jackson track, which just so happens to be a Dax Beef track. It's the song I discovered Dwayne from.
Mm-hmm.
Understand this. I had never heard of It's Dwayne TV. I didn't know he did reactions.
I did. That's how I found Dwayne.
I didn't know he rapped. And then there were several people that popped off and was like, hey, here's a list of people that did Dax Beef tracks. And I was like, who the fuck is Dwayne?
And now he's one of the
Like,
homies.
I know who Chase was at the time because Chase had just started his rise.
Right.
So I knew Chase's track. I knew who High Res was. Never had heard of Dwayne at this point. And then I heard this song, and I damn near shit myself. It's one of my favorite reactions to this day that I've ever done because my mind... And the funny thing is, I missed the Adam Warlock bar in the beginning from the Dax disc. Oh, Dwayne's live's over?
Yeah.
Yes, Dwayne and Hope are an amazing team.
You're still laughing.
Huh?
You're still laughing over.
I am.
Yeah.
And funny story is, this track is officially a year old. It just turned a year old. I want to say it was about 3-4 weeks ago.
That's right. It was mentioned, yeah.
And we played it during, well, he played it during his live as on the 1 year anniversary
Right.
of the track being released, which I also thought was really cool. Yeah, he has an Adam Warlock reference, which is a superhero in the Marvel Comics. And at the beginning, he says, as soon as I'm Adam, it's war. I'll lock in sights plus my... Like, so he used Adam
Right.
Warlock's name and split it
Broke
up,
it up.
into the
Yeah.
sentence. Wait, oh, dude, I missed that entirely on my first listen.
He testing the noodles that they apparently made wrong
Right.
because Todd didn't specify or... Yeah. I saw Todd's response on Twitter to their testing video where he was like, and you did it wrong. Okay.
Am excited for this song specifically. Yo, so this is probably, regardless of artists, one of my favorite diss tracks of all time. Like, I would rank it right up there with some of M's and Nas's and Jay-Z's in terms of just how insane this is, okay? Probably in my top 15 to 20 tracks from any artist all time.
All right.
I love this track. I think it is that good. So, hey. For those of you that don't know, now this was a Dax diss. Fuck it, I'm just gonna play it.
Soon as I'm at him, it's war. I'll lock in sights, plus my mag is different than yours. So it's granted he'll die, just give me the drop. And I come out of that enclave with 66 shots. Listen, you want punches? I'm personals, I murder dude. Expose this young head in my lane, I'm a convertible. I never spoke whack, but lately I've been learning to. So now that I get it, I'm just trying to have a word with you. Like, I can't believe you thought Dax knows himself. Sometimes I wonder if even Dax knows himself. You on a fast road to fail and you lacking great, praying in the bathroom that janitor stone activates. You on tour with Tech and really think you dropping songs. Where you plug your disc, I would've thought you dropped a bomb. Then I seen you in red leggings and fanny pack. It looked like Thanos snapped into a soccer mom. Just from Daniel to Dax, it was too much. Now you got you an arsenal of characters. You dub. Clearly you've been having a dilemma about who you was, so you should cop midlife crisis. You going through one. Can't believe Lil Dax, you wanna battle like with them red leggings. I swear to God, you battle life. And you love to screw anyone for your goals. So for that soulstone, I'm wondering what you sacrifice. Clearly friendships you stole and never had to. Shit, I wonder if your family's safe from Daniel. And I say Daniel cause Dax is really positive. But from your actions, Daniel's been the opposite. We learned morals, but Daniel's never gotten it. It's been a long road for little Daniel and it's obvious. I still got respect for the passion that you dropping with, but no worries. Dwayne's here to fill in what your father missed. Little scumbag, you lying to these college kids. He tells them that he gonna promote their music and they follow him. They send hundreds of dollars. He gives them like 8 bars and then a week later he doesn't even acknowledge them. It's clear it's all a front in your tracks. You playing positive, but only for the love of the cash. You ain't care about a soul, and it's funny, cause that's exactly what you gonna be seeking once your money is tapped. And your fans realize you ain't got love for them back. You use them to get a lifestyle that none of them has. You convinced them you deserve it, so they argue it's lies. And if it means you have to rob a couple artists, that's fine. That's a cult mentality. I know how this shit goes. Rap name Dax, code name Jim Jones. First step, get dough. Next step, show out. And in a couple years, you turn YouTube to Jonestown. Rap's past anything that you had in mind. You try and breathe air in a culture you know you can't survive. Said he'll be the biggest rapper in a year. Now that's a lie. Unfortunately, Maury determined that's a lie. Got some young fans you try and tell will turn great. Meet them at your shows, give them hugs and try and learn names. Exchange numbers and tell them that it's for work's sake. You basically are Kelly before the first case. Go ahead with your grimy ass, that Weinstein swag is over. It don't matter who you touring with, your whole life is clickbait. In real life you boring, bitch. He was yelling, catch me outside until Tory did. You really think you racking up some casualties? Out here talking about you snapping on a battle scene. My nigga, why the fuck is you trying to battle me? The only thing you about to do is snap back to reality. But I commend you for trying to bring the hype like you trying to cling to Pac, but your persona's more ice. Baby, I hope you fly right through this lame stage. The only thing in common is you dying around the same age. Bet you mad they put the lion in the same cage. You can have 1 million subscribers, you still the same plate. Remember Tory? Well, ain't much gonna change for you. You try to diss once and that's clearly the wrong lane for you. How's it feel to know that everything you've dreamed about is basically a meme now? Bet you sit alone at night crying, wishing you could scream out, thinking about that dream and wondering what it means now. Yet, you say you do work, well I'm sorry I've been missing it, cause I ain't heard a single bar. You rapping or you fixing shit? When all this crashes and you wonder what the mission is, just know my uncle's still a janitor, I'll get you in.
I can't fall down on my knees and apologize to you, cause that ain't my style. It's very hard to say I'm wrong, even though I know it's true. That just ain't my style.
We're gonna stop it there because it's just all beat.
Right.
Oh man. Right.
Kinda.
Right,
Yeah.
Tori. So, oh my god. I love Dwayne's diss tracks.
Right.
I love his regular music too. And this is going to play into everything when I come up to this later.
Right.
But I absolutely love Dwayne's diss tracks. Okay. He's got the Dax diss was the first one I heard. And then he did a Nick Cannon diss during the whole Eminem Nick Cannon situation that was just insane. And still my favorite Nick Cannon diss.
Right.
And then he completely shit on 6ix9ine on a track in a
I
way
haven't heard that one.
that had me. I'll have to go find that for you. That
He
had
also
me,
has janitor bars, yes.
yes. The janitor bars is in reference because Dax always rapped about being a janitor.
Yep.
In most of his music starting off. So
But
that's
yeah.
what the janitor bars are for. So, with that being said, we got to go through some pros and cons before I can rate my brother. Oh man. Obviously, again, wordplay can be insane.
Right.
Absolutely insane. And I love the grimy voice. Like, dude, if I was gay,
That's the kind of voice you'd go for.
that's
All
the
right.
kind of voice I know.
Now we know.
No. But nah, on some real shit, like, seriously, I love his voice, and we've even talked in terms of I would love to hear a song with, like, it was him, Jackson Pierce, and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person was that we were talking about. But I was like, the three of them together should do a song.
Was it Atlas?
No, it wasn't Atlas.
No.
But it was them two and somebody else, and I would love
For
for them
that
to do.
rasp.
I would love for them to do a track all together and call it Grimy.
Right. I remember the conversation, and I remember Jackson. I don't remember.
I don't remember who the third artist is now, right off the top of my head.
AJ fell down the rap battle rabbit hole a minute ago. We do that. We get it.
Yeah, it happens, AJ. It happens. Now, in terms of, and obviously he's really good at cadences. I love his flow and the way he sounds, just in general. In terms of some cons for Dwayne Jackson, things I think he needs to work on, I would like to see him get as creative lyrically in his regular music as he does his diss tracks. I feel like when he gets into diss tracks, he puts himself in a completely different mental state, and you get crazy, insane bars like this. Again, I love his regular music too,
Right.
but it doesn't have the same creative flair that his diss tracks do. So I would love, again, just to see him, fuck it, dude, write a diss track on life.
Right.
Like, put
just
yourself
for that
in...
level of heat that you bring, the creativity, because it's not just wordplay, it's the references,
Right.
the kind of shady jokes almost. It's just all
Like,
there.
He's got it. He just needs to reach into it and pull it out.
Right, exactly.
And his other thing he needs to work on, and this is more of just not a personal for me thing, but a personal thing for him, his self-promotion in terms of his music. He has this bad habit of being like, all right, guys, we got an album dropping at this time, but then he still doesn't have all the tracks done yet.
Right.
When Waffles was coming out, he kept saying, yeah, Waffles is ready to go. I'm just waiting on things to come back. Like, if I was him, and this is what I mean by the promotional thing, I wouldn't even mention having an album ready until it's ready.
Right. Don't let anyone know your moves until you're ready to play.
Get all the things in place. Get all the tracks in place. You can let people know I'm working on something. I'm
Right.
working on an album. I'll let you guys know when it gets, finished.
Closer, yeah.
Or closer to finished. And then start a marketing run. Really put it out there. Hey, I've got an album dropping. Again, I would wait completely until the album is completely done.
And you have a set date.
And then after it's done, set a date a month, 2 months out. Because what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of these artists, I mean, there are this occasional time where, like, somebody might put together a song real quick at the end of right at the end of having a track done. But a lot of these artists, big time, mainstream
wrapped it
artists, will have the album done and set the release date 5 to 6 months after it's done.
To give the promo a run.
So they give a promo run for it. Now, obviously, YouTube artists, you don't want to go that far out.
Right.
But as soon as the album gets done, be like, hey,
a month.
In a month, I've got a set date. It's already
We'll
done.
have a release party, stream it, because he's got its reaction channel.
Right, he's got a
set
reaction
up,
channel. Use it.
Podcast.
Straight up.
Whichever way you want to do it. But yeah, he has everything in place to do it properly, wonderfully, the fans would love it.
Exactly.
But yeah.
What are we missing?
Yeah. No, AJ said there's a lot of rap battles.
yeah.
Of course there are. There's shit ton.
So, with that being said, again, guys, Dwayne Jackson is in my personal, like, top 5 artists
Favorites, yeah.
on YouTube. And absolutely loves his music. Again, if you haven't heard it, go listen to Masterpiece. It was the other track I was struggling, depending on which one I was going to go for.
Right.
Dwayne Jackson is one of the homies. I hope I don't hurt his feelings with this. But I've got Dwayne Jackson at a high B. With Dan Bull, actually.
Again, the talent is there. It's just using it all the time instead of just firing up for, I mean, and it's not just showcasing all of it in diss tracks and then only bits and pieces per track.
Right.
In the other tracks, one aspect or another. And then, you know, the other stuff is all kind of promotional type stuff. It's not anything about his talent.
No, I absolutely love Dwayne. Now, I
Yeah.
will also tell you now, Dwayne is one of the most honest,
He is
down
a
to
nice
earth
guy.
human beings I have ever
Yeah.
fucking met. Dwayne is one of very few people I feel like I could hang out with in person and be myself, he be himself, and we would just get we'd get along.
No one would get offended.
We're
It would
fucking
be-
goofy. And we both have a habit of talking really fast. And it would be hilarious for anyone else to keep up with one of our conversations in person. Because I feel like I could see Kat and Hope being on the sides being like,
We would videotape you
The
fuckers.
fuck?
You realize that, right? We would legit sit there and film you guys so that later on, when people were like, what was it like? We would post little clips of the two of you going back and forth at it like auctioneers. Just so excited. And he's like bouncing in his chair and you're trying to get your chair that's not a gaming chair to bounce with him. And we're like, we're going to leave you two alone. Fangirl.
I feel like him and I could have a 30-minute conversation in about 5 minutes.
I think you're probably correct. Yeah. Yeah. And we would have the proof.
Right? But yeah, Dwayne's probably one of my best friends in the YouTube scene.
I think
can
that's why
honestly
you
say
guys
that.
don't like the in-game Animal Crossing
Exactly, because
typing,
it takes like
you guys-
5 minutes to type out
You're
a
thinking
sentence.
so fast in terms of how you normally talk. It's rapid fire, and then you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, next time I visit
guys.
Dwayne's island, I'm dragging his ass on fucking Discord and
Voice
being
chat.
like, "Yo, we're talking," because I'm not doing this shit. But yeah. All right, Nico, are you there? This is the one you've been most excited for. The one coming
Right.
up. We're finally on Echo, homie.
This is the last of the night. So
We're finally on Echo.
finally,
I know you've been waiting so patiently for so long, paying way more attention to analysts than us.
and AJ, we do try and make the rounds of a lot of different rap battle places, and
Right.
because there are so many, Nick has an entire list from all sorts of channels. But yeah, we have so many independent artists on hip hop, and then with my love of the rock metal genre,
said,
with the Throwback Thursdays and everything, we're trying to pick it up.
Now, with Echo,
Let's go.
this is what I want to do. I'm doing an older song. Okay, it's not off of his new album, but I did want to point this out. Echo just dropped a new album called Detour 2, except it's spelled DE2OUR. I have a feeling Detour 3 is going to be D3
Oh, you are
TOUR.
right.
I'm just saying, I feel like this is the route he's going.
It's the thing.
I have heard almost the entire new album, and not even on purpose. Okay, I just hit play on Spotify,
And it just kept going.
and it just, I was going to listen to 5 songs. I was going to be like, all right, I'm listening to 5 Echo songs.
And he got lost.
13 songs later, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to go until I'm tired of listening to him.
And that didn't happen.
And I
yet.
think I heard about 25 to 30 songs before I
So,
stopped listening to Echo.
Nico, this is what I missed. Granted, I was in the Instagram live with Echo and you that night. trying to be good little reaction chica and not listen to the new album.
I didn't do it on purpose.
And he went off and comes home and he's like, babe.
I didn't do it on purpose. Again, I wasn't seeing what I was listening to. I just hit play on Spotify and everything happened. And then I looked up the
story and he's sticking to it.
The whole album is fire.
Right. Is it 2020?
Yeah, dude, we're just going to get into it.
He now is probably one of my favorite since hearing a lot of his stuff at this point.
So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to listen to what is the most listened to song on his Spotify.
Right.
Which...
Now, this is the guy that we mentioned without mentioning his name, not intentionally, earlier when we were talking about Nerdcore, saying that there is someone on tonight's list that
mixes in nerdcore with just being a rapper as well and not focusing so much on it.
So it's not a character-specific battle. It's not a character-specific song. It's not a song based on a video game. It's just got a lot of the references in it, which is how I like it. Because, again, I'm not a video gamer, but I do know a lot of the pop culture stuff for other nerdcore that I'm into.
Right.
So, here we go.
All right, so as soon as this motherfucker loads, of course, the very last song of the day, it's like, we're going to take our time.
And honestly, you can't go wrong with what you could. One hopefully does not go wrong when sampling Bad Moon Rising.
Right. But Echo's diverse with this music for real? For real.
True.
True. All right, so this is Echo with Pickle Rick. I almost didn't listen to this song. I almost skipped on because I don't like Rick and Morty, and I understand who Pickle Rick is. Funny enough, Pickle Rick doesn't even get mentioned until the very end of the song, so...
There is that?
Let's get it.
I'm feeling just fine. From beginning to ending in time, I am just fucking around with these rhymes. They've been looking for someone that got it. I get to the station, I'm feeling a rocket in every word, but just land in the pocket. I crowd of these kids and they rocking on topic. I'm stupid, ironic, addicted to comics and trying to love, but I really been honest. I stepped to the mic and they looking astonished. I'm blazing the line like a primo chronic. I'm feeling the shit in my soul. I'm trying to stay on my phone. Time ticking away and I know I only got one life to go. Sigh, living it up, you can find me, get home on a Saturday night. It's not giving a fuck, I'm not feeling my cup of promethazine. That is a 7, I'm mixing some rebel and grenadine. Y'all don't be getting me right, like you fucked up your shit and they give you the wonders academy. But it's alright, I've been feeling just fine when they staying 100 feet from me like centipedes. We surfing Netflix, yo, I can never find a show. With my girl, we probably be fucking before we find one. Oh, that's alright, cause I would take some head over this club all day. And when the doorbell rings, it's a Domino's guy with pizza. Hey. Maybe I'm living the dream. Maybe I've been plugged in the matrix to sleep. These people always come in negativity and trying to rent some space up in my head. This ain't Airbnb. Either way, homie, I'm feeling blessed. So call me Elon Musk, I've needed space from every ex. You want my heart, but that shit will just stay inside my chest. I know that I was built from vibranium like Wakanda, bitch. Never been faking, I really been taking the music. It's really a part of me, but I know getting a label to get what you shouldn't put up is like winning the lottery. What a dichotomy, go between love and the thought of the money, the drop and the quality, just to make something the radio plays and we'll put in the face of the listener constantly. Whew, trying to keep me hidden, but they just afraid. You're locking me up in the box, but I'm Harry Houdini, ayy. You see, I've got it, but they pushed me out. I don't complain and treating us like Pennywise and keep us in these sewer drains. I'm pulling Georgie down. I'm just pulling 40s out. The scene is filled with people getting fucked. It's more like orgies now, and I don't wanna be part of this mess. It's not what I'm about. So swoop me up and take me to a different place like Dorothy's house. See, if I only had a brain and a heart, well, actually the opposite will have you music on these charts. So fuck the wizard and the road. I'm leaving Oz, and maybe this is new religious rap, cause I'm a motherfucking god. I'm jumping from nothing to something I'm thinking they really don't know. Hey, but it's getting the time of the month and I'm bringing the heaviest flow. Hey, see, ladies don't get it. I'm bringing the party like I was a kid. I confetti, get rocking the tools and I'm battling fools like I just threw up on mom's spaghetti. Yeah, too much sauce, too many bars, too many songs, too much love, too many scars, too many people feeling like there's nothing they relate to. Open my Spotify and play it, man. This is the breakthrough. Yeah, they said that white boy is wild dope. Spitting venom like Eddie's alien symbiote. These other rappers talking zanies, guns, and fucking hoes. I'm trying to hit the park and skate a bit before I'm headed home. Yeah, maybe that's it. They all been asking how to get these people listening. See, they don't understand how music can be simple shit, just mixing in a little pop culture. I'm fucking Pickle Rick.
Turn myself into a pickle, Morty. Boom! Big reveal. I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
Wow, dude, I honestly, I don't even know what we're doing at this point. This is too much.
Oh, man. Well, okay, so to be 100% honest, Jedi, or Nico, I don't know why I call you a little bit of everything. The reason I went with this song for Echo is because the other two songs that I had picked out as songs I wanted to do, both of them almost had me in tears at one point.
Right.
Which is a testament to the dude's music.
And his ability to transfer emotion
It's
from them, yeah.
All right. Pros. Everything
Yeah.
that I've heard. That's it. Pros.
Yeah. We haven't heard a single one where we're like, eh. We haven't heard a negative song. We haven't heard one that we've been like, I could take it or leave it.
Like
every single one, we're like, and I like, but that one was really, but that one could have been picked.
I was going to say, we listened to Echo all the way while we were out today when we were going to the birthday party.
And each one we were like, we could have picked that one for the stream. But that one would work too.
I have no complaints with anything Echo. So the two songs we were going to do was Sober, which was the newer one that's on the album.
Or Daughtry.
Or Daughtry.
Those are the two.
Were the two tracks.
Nico.
If you guys want to hear some emotional tracks, Sober is a very good telling of somebody not being sober, trying to explain why they relapsed.
Was a relapse, yeah.
It's that
Those
one
are the two.
Almost had me in tears, and apparently my list was on random, so it played that and Daughtry back to back, which almost fucking got me.
Right.
At work. Daughtry being the story of a lady by the name whose actual name is Audrey. I don't remember what her last name, but she was a girl who... Potts? Audrey Potts, who was a girl in California.
Saratoga.
Went to a party because she wasn't one of the cool kids.
She was 14, y'all.
She was 14, went to a party, ended up being raped. And then when she kind of went to go fight back legally, the other kids got off scot-free.
Because they were the head of the football team.
Because they were the head of the football team. One of their dads was a senator. They had all the hookups to be able to get off scot-free. No, not even a slap on the wrist. Was actually even back to playing football with the high school team. And the little girl was so distraught she ended up killing herself.
Well, that and the bullying level that she got by her peers at school.
Right.
So, but that was based on a true story, and he's saying from her perspective, did the whole storytelling from her perspective, and the sober is from the perspective of the person that is no longer sober. And while neither of us have experienced problems with sobriety, we do have parents that have.
Right.
And friends. So, everything. His storytelling ability, obviously, he loves a lot of the nerdcore type stuff.
Like, he has a line in one song where he says, "Oh, you're the Alpha? Well, I'm Zordon." Dude, and I lost my shit because it's a Power Rangers
Yes.
reference, because Alpha was a little robot running around going, "Ay, ay, 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 ay," and Zordon was its owner, like its boss.
Right. But a lot of his just normal raps like this one make me laugh so hard because he had Dorothy, or Wizard of Oz, I guess I should say.
Oh, he had that bar where he's like, "I wish I had some
Houdini.
Kurt," or "I wish I had a brain and some heart," and it's like, "Oh, I mean, I guess if I didn't have them."
Right, but he started that. Like, he started off with a different, like, something about Oz.
Right.
And then he said he's not going to travel that road any longer, but he mentioned being Houdini because he was going to escape the cage. He played a sample from Lose Yourself when he mentioned the Mom Spaghetti.
Losing Mom Spaghetti.
I mean, So yeah, the guy is crazy.
Dude's really good at bringing pop culture into his hip hop, which
Is so enjoyable.
favorite song to ever be in a video game. Honestly, probably the most memorable one to me is Final Fantasy Victory Battle theme.
And honestly, while we agreed, Nico, and Nick would have had no problem if like one track had stood out to him, which, like we said, all of them are so good that there isn't like one track. But we had a couple other very somber ones for tonight, and this one just shows how nerdcore can be incorporated. Plus, it shows his ability with the flows, and I really like the sampling. Everything. His sampling is on point.
And something else, he's so capable with being able to switch up styles, not just in song, but song to song. Like, yes, this was a much more faster, lyrical, you kind of have to listen to keep up type thing. But then he also has his slower songs where he raps more slowly to get a point
wasn't
across.
Fast at all.
Neither was Sober.
Sober wasn't.
So his diversity is just outstanding. I tried to think of some cons. The only con I had written down for him, and this was even before we listened to it together, the only con I had written down for him was I feel like he was just really missing that one breakout song.
Right. He's got really good fans, people. That's not what we're saying. We're saying in order to hit, like, not mainstream in terms he would have to sign, but, like, mainstream as in he's a household name type mainstream.
Right.
No shit, Nico.
So here's
Thank
the thing.
you.
That's not really his fault. At this point, it's
He's
every
got
big
the
artist.
tracks.
Every big artist has that one breakout song that people just know them for.
But it is not his catalog.
It's not a problem with his catalog. It's just waiting for him to put out something, maybe a video wise or something
That grabs everyone's attention.
that grabs everyone's attention
hits
and be
the
like,
right
dude,
artist like that can promo it. If a mainstream artist sees it and mentions it, something. But I mean, all these other people that we've mentioned this as a possible negative, it's been more like something that they could have a hand in helping along. Echo, on the other hand, it's kind of like he's done it. It's out there. It's just, what is going to grab everyone's attention.
Right. So when I initially put this list together, I had him at a high A, but I think I'm comfortable with S.
I'm completely comfortable with S for him.
I don't have a negative thought about anything he's put out. Anything. Everything I've heard, even his kind of silly songs, if you listen, half the time there's still a message behind it.
Right. Oh, this one was fully amusing.
Right, this was all amusing and just throwing stuff left and right.
But here's the thing. Even with all the pop culture references he brings in, this, that, and the other, he is able to stay on track.
Right.
He doesn't lose the plot point like a lot of artists that try and throw in too much in one track. Again, like we said, there are some tracks where he uses the flow switch in a single track. I really like the simplistic boom bap, style for him.
I guess.
But he's done Benny.
I guess at this point, what I want to see Echo do is either feature or get features from some. Honestly, this is a personal thing for me. I want to see him work with so many other people that I listen to regularly at this point.
Right.
I mean, he has a song with like Futuristic. He has a song with several other bigger names.
There was Chris Webby.
Chris Webby was one of them.
Well, he was in a couple today, I think.
But I want to see him work with maybe like Binks.
It would be fun to see him with Binks or Atlas.
Him with Binks, him with Atlas, him with Crypt, Dizzy. I mean, any of these guys.
Of them.
I would love to see Echo work with them if he was willing to do so. Elijah Kyle being another one. I'm trying not to mention Elijah Kyle yet because he's next week.
Well, I'm not giving away spoilers. I'm just saying anybody on this freaking list, and there's 66 of them.
Right. As a matter of fact, we're starting off with Elijah Kyle next week, so you better be ready, Nico.
Yeah, you better be here on the dot, Buster. Yeah, no, I'm comfortable with him at S.
As am I.
Yeah,
dude is insanely fucking gifted. And...
Yeah. Unless we go way, way, way further back and find something that we're just kind of like, well, I'm kind of ambiguous on that one.
Right.
Hasn't hit us yet.
So yeah, with that being said, as you guys can see here, this is where we're at so far after now having 2 weeks of doing this, have done this.
18 artists on the list.
18 artists on the list. In the S rank, we've got Binks and Echo. High A, we've got Hunter, Koofy, Chase, Crypt, and Dizzy. Mid A, we've got Adam Calhoun, Atlas, and Dilemma. Low A, we've got Analyst, and Dex. High B, we've got Dan Bull and Dwayne Jackson. Mid B, we've got Blind Sight, Daddy Fat Snaps, and DK Rap Artists. We have nobody in low B. And at C, it's still Aaron Keese and Carly X.
Jeremy, I would just suggest going and listening to some of the other stuff in his catalog because, like we said, there's so many other songs that he's done. Some of them don't have nerdcore references in them, like Sober, Daughtry. Those things didn't at all. Those were more the slower style of rap. Plus, they were hard hitting,
right? But
incredibly good storytelling. Feels ones, but. Just listen.
Right.
This one was heavy on the references.
Right.
I get that.
And then something else I want to point out too, if you're watching this post live, just definitely be sure to like go through and check some of these artists out further. Again, you guys are only getting one track per person.
But it's also why we wanted to give you one track versus no tracks.
Right. But we're wanting to at least introduce you guys to some of these artists you might not have heard before. Because I definitely know, again, I went through quite a few tier lists, and there were people on there. I was just like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Right. You'll have to wait for next week.
Which one of my favorite Elijah Kyle? I think every single Elijah Kyle song is your favorite.
And then he says... Yeah.
I love Elijah Kyle. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this week, guys. Again, let your favorite artists know. They're coming up next week. The 8 we're doing are Elijah Kyle, EP Music, Athena, Feral the Earthworm, Futuristic, Gatsby, and Gone, and G Moski.
Okay, good list.
It's going to be an interesting list because this is probably one of the more diverse lists in terms of style.
Very, very. Okay, all right.
So I am definitely looking forward to this list.
Me too. We're looking forward to all the lists, guys, for different reasons.
Right, like the first list, I was super excited for. It was our intro. It was 10 artists. Binks being one of my favorite artists was on that list. Atlas was on there.
Yep.
Again, we're only going in alphabetical order from the people that we picked to do this with.
Right.
And so, like, then this week I had the homies on it.
Right.
Which is always exciting. I hope they don't get too mad about their placement. Dizzy's going to be like, oh, you only got me at a high A? All right, I'm coming.
And that's what we want?
Yeah, bring it.
That is exactly, yep.
I mean, don't diss me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just saying, bring the fire. We want to hear it.
Yep. Same with you, Dwayne. Same with you.
We should do this to a lot of the same artists.
Really,
right?
Nico? Really?
You wouldn't say. Like, we're not all in this circle of hell together.
Yeah. But
What circle of hell would this be? Is there an audio-focused one?
No. I mean, like, unless, like, you want the screams of the...
How many circles of hell are there?
7.
7? Well, this is the 8th then.
All right.
We've created our own circle of hell, and you're all welcome to join us.
But yeah, we will be back tomorrow for live streaming regular reactions, back to your regular broadcasting.
Yes. It may be a day or two before I have the replay of this up. So just let your favorite artists know that we're covered this week.
And we will tweet. He'll tweet out when it's.
I'll tweet out and tag him as well. So.
Yeah.
But just let him know to be on the lookout for when it's coming. And yeah, guys, that was a
Tonight's
fun one.
wrap.
It was. I think this might have gone on longer than the last one did,
Probably.
and it was less artists.
Yeah, but we were also talking more. We knew we had 10 to plow through.
True.
We even had an intermission.
We did.
So yeah.
But yeah, guys. So that's gonna do it. We love you guys. Thank you all for watching, and we cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace.
Good night, y'all.